Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Membership Refresh Seminar. My name is Jim Thompson. I'm Director of Member Services here at the NGCOA, and I'll be your host today. I am joined by my colleague, Mark Fraser, who will be handling technical duties and behind the scenes and fielding any of your questions later on. I want to thank you for being here alongside well over 100 of your peers from across Canada. The object of today's webinar is really to get you up to speed on what we provide our members and to ensure you're taking full advantage of those programs and services. I'll be doing an awful lot of talking in the next hour, and I apologize for that, but we do an awful lot of stuff. We've expanded our benefits every year. So instead of having anyone jump in during the webinar, I encourage you to post your questions in the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. Mark will be reviewing questions and forwarding them to me. We'll have lots of time at the end for questions, so please do not be shy to ask. There are no bad questions. If you require further assistance after the webinar, my contact info will be up on the screen, so simply reach out and I can help you. So without any further build up, let's get started. As you can see on the slide, what is the NGCOA Canada? I think our mission and vision statements say it the best. The highlight of these statements are the phrases business support and the long-term best interests of golf. As a member-owned and governed trade association, our board of directors and staff team are working every day to attain this mission and vision on behalf of you, our over 1,300 members across Canada. The pillars, slide 2 is the pillars. Our board and staff team work to provide benefits under these 6 pillars. At different times in our industry, one pillar may rise to the top in importance to you. As an example, a year ago when COVID became such an issue, we stepped up and provided the advocacy leadership required by you. These 6 pillars really contain everything we do. And as you'll see today, we do an awful lot of stuff. So let's start digging into these programs and services. On the marketing side, NGCOA Canada helps you promote your business in a number of ways. In a regular, kind of what we would say is a normal golf season, we would be hosting 7 consumer golf shows across the country. Needless to say, things have changed, as we all know, but this year we'll be hosting 3 virtual shows in BC, Ontario, and Quebec. This will provide an opportunity for your golf facilities across the country to promote and sell their chosen offerings online at a very low cost. We also, many of you are very familiar with our Golfer's Red Book in 3 of our chapters to provide a popular and trusted coupon book for those many golfers who buy every year and love having something in their hands. Take a kid to the course. Our member courses have made Take a Kid to the Course the largest junior golf program in Canada. Each year, over 700 facilities offer kids under 16 a free green fee when accompanied by a paying adult. That's the minimum commitment for you is that first week of July, but you can certainly use our marketing to promote your course as welcoming to junior players for as long as you wish. Our media and promotion will be focusing on that first week with interviews and ads designed to get the kids out to your golf course. Then you can work on it from there. You can contact us at any time to register your course for this year's program. Get Golf Ready. Get Golf Ready is an adult learn to play program produced in partnership with the PF Canada. And this year I think is going to be really, really important that this focuses on overcoming the intimidation many new to the game experience. In a series of group lessons, you can develop new golfers who are comfortable with your facility and the etiquette of the game. So all materials are provided, including lesson plans, marketing materials, web banners, anything you need to promote the program. Many courses see great returns on this, especially in attracting women to the game. You can go to getgolfready.ca to learn more and register your facility. I should remind you, grab a pen and paper because I'm going to be giving you a lot of web pages and contacts to do so. So I should have said that earlier, I apologize, but there aren't too many, but there's a few that you need to jot down. On the knowledge side, we work very hard to ensure that you're up to date on everything we do and receiving educational and important content. We do that through our website, ngcoa.ca, and our award-winning Golf Business Canada magazine is out every quarter. If you haven't received one, you should be receiving one any day now. We continue to build our online resource center where you'll find documentation such as job descriptions and policies available for your use. You should be receiving the NGCOA Hub. Our electronic newsletter is sent twice a month, updating you on events and programs. One I'm really excited about is our private Facebook page, Operator's Corner. It's very popular for providing a private place to ask those questions that you just can't get an answer to and receive answers from other operators across the country. No ads, no sales, just really good information. Here's one you need to jot down. You can join that page by emailing social@ngcoa.ca. That's social@ngcoa.ca to join our private Facebook operators page. You'll see in our coming magazine that you'll be receiving any day, if you haven't already, a great article about our conference. Our annual Golf Business Canada conference is that can't miss event of your year. We bring together operators from across Canada, either virtually, like this past year, or in person, and provide a learning and networking experience guaranteed to change your business. I strongly encourage you to set aside time and budget to attend this coming November. In whatever form that is, we're going to be doing something. When you attend for the first time, you will become a regular at our conference. Something that's brand new and really exciting for all of us that are working with our members every day, and that's the Golf Industry Guru. We know there's no better way to set yourself apart from the crowd than providing your team with quality, focused training. We recently began an exciting new partnership with Golf Industry Guru. A couple of well-known industry leaders, James Crock and Scott Massey, provide online training modules and programs designed to give your staff the edge required to rise above the competition. Courses of all size can access special NGCOA Canada rates and get your team trained for around $3 a day. Very, very affordable. Another one you need to write down, their website, golfindustryguru.com. That's golfindustryguru.com, and get details on their special NGCOA pricing and what the tools and training they're providing your staff. While you're training your staff this spring, I really suggest you look into the respect group. Why not include sensitivity training into what you're doing? Respect Group is the go-to source for this online training in eliminating bullying, aggressive, BAHD behavior. So I'm sure I'm going to forget harassment, abuse, and discrimination. Sorry. Our members receive a special rate on this online tool. Your staff can complete training at home and reduce your time spent as a group. You can just contact Respect Group for details. You're going to find that is a really important thing. Number one, for your workplace, and number two, for your own, to cover yourself to make sure that your staff is trained. Spring warm-ups. Again, with a strange year that we've had this year, there's going to be some changes, but every year we host spring warm-up events across Canada, usually held in locations across the country. This year we'll be hosting virtual events for members in your area. You'll hear from guest speakers, get updates on new products and services, and discuss local initiatives as well. Keep an eye on your inbox, as details will be coming very soon. These will be happening probably within the next month. Let's switch over to research. One of the ways we support our members is providing industry-leading research and data. This includes a standard chart of accounts to help your financial people develop standards in revenue and expense reporting. Our Pulse report is a snapshot of industry activity and data derived from members being surveyed on their operations. We also do this type of report aimed at multi-course operators. The economic impact study is done in conjunction with industry partners and is a valuable tool in government advocacy efforts. So those are all available to you. Next up is our compensation and benefits report. Every 3 years, we ask our members to complete a survey providing salary and benefit information of their staff. This report is available to members who wish to enter negotiations with strong data or are ensuring that their staff is being compensated appropriately. This report is available for order at $279 for members. More than worth it. It's a great valuable asset to have sitting on your desk. Simply contact us to order. Now, rounds played. I get a lot of questions about rounds played, and this is presented by Club Car. Every month we send an email to every member facility in Canada with a link to a survey. We then distribute 3 key research reports: rounds played, as you're seeing here, revenue tracker, and the weather report. The revenue tracker and national rounds go to everyone. Regional rounds and weather only go to the clubs who have participated in our survey. So why should you do this? You should complete the survey so you can tell whether being up 5% over last year means you are doing better or worse than the guy down the street. As I said, you're seeing a sample of a rounds played report here. I encourage you to fill out the survey when you see it. Next up is a revenue tracker. With our partnership with Moneris, we're able to provide real numbers on revenue going through golf facilities in Canada. Of course, with F&B options limited this past season and much more online payment, these revenue numbers provide a real barometer of the health of our industry each month. very valuable information when you're looking at your numbers. And lastly, on the research side is the weather report. We asked participating courses to rate their weather for the month on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you were closed every day, and 10 was perfect every day. This information allows our survey readers to incorporate weather data into their reading of their success over the past month. So to sum up these last 3 slides, we're always looking for more courses to submit their information. Keep an eye out for a survey email this spring and submit your data. It really takes a minute to do it, and the information will give you real data on your business performance. Switching gears to our advocacy pillar. As the voice of the Canadian golf business, advocacy is an ongoing and continual effort. You can see here some of the most recent issues we are speaking up on. I won't go through each one individually. At times, one issue will rise in importance due to timing or industry needs. So these 2 slides actually list some of the many issues we are tackling on your behalf. Give you a second to look over those. I think they're familiar. I think you're all familiar with COVID. I don't know about you, but it's getting really tiresome hearing that word, but we're still in that world. As I mentioned, timing always dictates which issue we need to focus on. Never was that more evident than a year ago, when many of our staff spent countless hours getting the newest information and passing it on to you. We communicated hundreds of times to keep you informed and current with an ever-changing situation. Be assured that will continue while this situation persists. I know many of you in Ontario will receive something this morning, so it's ongoing. So that wraps up a number of our pillars. What I wanted to do today was cover a number of items that I get asked about the most. You would have received by email, if you registered before the last couple of days, you would have received an Integra document. You should receive the GolfMax document, which lists all the GolfMax purchasing programs. If you are registered with our Integra program, you would not have received a registration form. So if you received an Integra registration form, that means we do not have you registered with our Integra program. Same with Napa and the same with Moneris. So you're wondering what those emails, that email was. Those were signs that we know you're not registered for. So to sum up GolfMax in a short sentence, we provide you with access to our GolfMax purchasing program. We use that group purchasing power to develop supplier agreements on the things every golf course purchases. You can see by this graphic that our programs are numerous and cover a wide spectrum of purchasing. In the email we sent you already this week, you'll find a GolfMax purchasing program document that lists our suppliers and the rebates or discounts they offer. Due to the size of this purchasing program and the time constraints today, I'm just going to highlight what are certainly some of our most popular programs. Club Car. Our Platinum partner, Club Car, continues to provide our association with incredible support every year. Their support allows us to do so many of the things I'm detailing to you today. It also provides our members with a great rebate on purchases. As you can see, there are dollars coming back to you on your qualifying purchases. Speak to your Club Car sales rep about that, or contact us if you're purchasing a fleet, and we can ensure that you see that rebate. Another Platinum partner is Toro. If there's some confusion, but really it's a pretty simple program. If you replace a competitor's brand with either new or used Toro equipment, you're eligible for a rebate. So I'll say that again. If you replace a competitor's brand with either new or used Toro equipment, you're eligible for a rebate. Or if you purchase one of their quarterly opportunity buys, you'll see a 2% rebate. All you need to do is complete a rebate form available from us. Great savings on quality equipment from Toro and significant rebates back to you. Moneris, our biggest program. You can see that we partnered with over $1 billion last year in transactions. Many of you, most of you are currently using this program and seeing the amazing savings. If you are not on this program, you would have received a document in the email earlier this week. I encourage you to have us do a comparison of your current provider, and let's get apples to apples comparison. I personally have been involved in getting well over 100 of those comparisons, and I can tell you the savings are significant. Frankly, no one has beaten our rates yet. Get in touch with us today to get started. This is straight off your bottom line and money that you're sending away to another company where Moneris can save you so much. On the beverage side, Moosehead is a growing and highly successful program in our portfolio. You can see roughly 25% of your purchases back in support. No exclusivity, no changes in ordering. Great, you get great beverages on your beverage service. So contact us today. We'd like to walk you through that and connect you with your Moosehead rep. Tion, very popular program. If you're looking for a change in your T-sheet software, please take the time to chat with the folks at Tion. It's a Canadian software company, provides all the services you need to streamline and fine-tune your payment and reservation software. New installations receive a 20% discount as NGCOA Canada members. So be sure to talk to the folks at Tion. Now, the big one. This is one of so many of you are calling today or joined us today because of the food and beverage program. Due to the size of our food and beverage program, we partner with a company called Integra to manage our supplier partnerships. As an Integra member, you have access to supplier agreements across your F&B purchasing. For so many of you, your purchasing is from one of Integra's broadline distributors. I can name I'm going to miss some, but I'll name Cisco, Gordon Foods, Pratt's, Flanagan's, Morton's, Summit, Atlantic Grocers. There's a wide variety of these mainline distributors. Those distributors, the truck that comes to your golf course, provides you with something called a client price allowance, or CPA, on a large list of products from a wide range of suppliers. So these are the CPAs. These are coming off the truck. By purchasing from these 34 vendors that you see listed here, off your distributor's truck, you will receive CPA rebate checks. There are over 4,000 eligible items for CPA rebates every time you order them. We have a huge list, 4,000 SKUs of what's rebated. Above and beyond the CPA rebates, so you'll see is through distributor, we've also negotiated with other suppliers with whom you deal directly. They're directly off your invoice. So two ways to save: off the distributor truck or through your supplier directly. Let's look at some of those distributor partners that are directs. These are distributor. I jumped ahead. These are distributor partners coming off the truck. These are suppliers who are offering CPAs. So they've provided products that you can purchase through your distributor, Cisco, GFS, etc., that offer you a rebate every time. Suppliers like Maple Leaf Foods, Ollie Mel, Smuckers, and more. And we're going. The next slide is some of the examples. So let's take some of these. These are popular items. The savings are significant. You know, hot dogs, chicken strips, methanol gel fuel, $5.40 a case on fuel. That's coming off your Cisco or GFS or Pratt's truck. So let's move on to the next one if we could, and that's a sample. This is a golf course who chose to buy a certain type of coffee. They saved $1,327 simply by choosing this brand of coffee that offers a significant rebate. Great for your bottom line when your margins are tight in F&B. So that list, before we leave that slide, Mark, that list is very, very large. We can send it to you. I didn't include it in your email because it's a massive Excel file. So if that interests you, you'll get my contact info at the end of the presentation. Simply send me an email saying, I need the CPA list. I will send the one for your area. They're all different by province and by distributor. So I'm happy to do that. So let's move on to the next one, and that's direct vendors. So these are vendors that you deal with, the Coke, Pepsi's, Canadian Linens of the world. You can see in this slide, this supplier, they offer direct savings. So if you wish to hear from any of these suppliers, simply complete the Integra registration form that was included in your email, and they will contact you to provide details. So these are the trucks that show up at or the Purolator truck, or the Red Bull, or Weston Bread, or Canada Bread, or as you can see, these are so many suppliers. These don't come off your main distributor. These are individual distributors that come, the vendors that come to your door. So that's the quick and easy. The quick and easy version of what we do. That's just scratching the surface on what we do. A couple of things I encourage you to do. Number one, enter your question in the chat and the Q&A right now, if possible. Secondly, review our website. Go to the website, log in. If you don't have login, contact us and we will get you the login information and get into detail into all these programs. Needless to say, in a webinar, I'm not going to load you down with Excel sheets and that type of thing. So the important thing is to be up to date on these programs. Number one is to be registered for these programs. There are only 4 or 5 of our programs that actually require a form that you need to fill in. Napa, many of you are already doing. Moneris, Integra is the big one, to indicate which suppliers you're already using and which suppliers you're interested in hearing from. Here's a question from a very good question. Moosehead is not an exclusive contract. The strength of the Moosehead program, if you're taking advantage of our program, is you do not need to sign an exclusivity. We realize that by purchasing Moosehead and selling Moose, maybe it's 1 SKU, maybe it's 2 SKUs to start, maybe it's 1 draft tap. You're going to see the return on the investment so quickly with the fact that you're getting that 25% back to you. You're going to see an incredible increase in Moosehead. No exclusivity required for any of that program. There was another question there, Mark. I saw it flashed up really quickly.
Yeah, Jim, we have a couple that just came in. One was regarding a discount on Kubota, and then I'll let you take that one, and then we have 2 more that have just lined up.
Sure. Kubota's been a partner of ours for a number of years. I know Riley, who does our biz dev department, our GolfMax department, is in discussions with Kubota right now. So if you are to improve that program and to make it even better, in the past, it was a little bit difficult to understand the way Kubota had it set up. So I know Riley's working on making it easier. Kubota is very interested in continuing with us. So keep an eye on your communications for that. You should be receiving GolfMax communications monthly, and there'll be something regarding Kubota in that for sure.
Great. The next question is regarding our growing the game initiative. So what's the difference between Take a Kid to the Course and Youth on Course?
Good question. Youth on Course is a program, I won't speak for them, but I believe it's PGA of Canada and Golf Canada. I know it's PGA of Canada. I should be up to date on that, where kids can buy a membership. I believe I'm not even sure the dollars. And then every time they play, it's $5 for them to play. So it's a great program. It's a very smart program. It gets kids out to the golf course. Very different though to Take a Kid to the Course. Take a Kid to the Course is providing what I like to call a mentor experience. It's important for our golf courses to remember that Take a Kid is always based on a paid green fee. So mom, dad, brother, sister, grandpa, grandma are taking that child or that kid to the course. And to me, that's what's important. That's what's important about Take a Kid. Everybody on this webinar remembers who introduced them to golf. It's probably a family member. It's probably somebody who played golf. Hopefully, it's somebody who loved the game. So that's the experience with Take a Kid to the Course, and we're seeing success. I mean, it's impossible for us to track how many kids have become members. And personally, the golf course we used to run, we used to generate 5 or 6 new members, new junior members every year from Take a Kid to the Course. They saw that they had a great experience, and that's what it's about. Kids, all the other programs are fantastic. Listen, there are no bad junior programs as far as I'm concerned. What's enabled Take a Kid to the Course to grow is that it's so easy for our members to do. You're getting those kids on the course, you're getting the paid adult, and you're getting a positive experience. Let's hope. Most parents are providing a positive experience. I hope that answers it. They're very different.
All right. Is the Moosehead rebate, the 25%, available in Quebec?
Yes. Yes, we are happy to say it's not actually, it's a setup as a different program. It's a pricing program in Quebec. It's not a 25% support. It's a better price. So Moosehead we spoke to Moosehead just last week, and they are launching a massive campaign in Quebec to introduce Moosehead. So yes, it is available. Fire us an email. We will make sure that the Moosehead rep in your area gets in touch with you. And yeah, very, very excited to see it launch in Quebec.
All right, good stuff. And I just want to point out, Riley did come back to us on the Kubota price.
Good.
He is saying that you can get national account pricing. You just need to ask for it. Right.
Right. And I encourage you all to do this when you're at a supplier that's on our program. Just ensure that you're saying I'm an NGCOA GolfMax member. Number of programs like that, like Hubert, the Kitchen People, and Hendricks, places like that. They'll just say, "Great, fantastic." They might ask you for a member number, which is fine. You all have that, but there's no registration forms. It's very, very easy to do that. I encourage you to always remind suppliers that you're a member of GolfMax and the NGCOA.
All right, Jim. Just before we go to the next question, if it's all right with you, we're going to bring Riley in. I'm going to promote him up to panelist here, and just in case you have any of those more specific questions, you can jump in on that.
Absolutely.
We'll go to the next question. For a provider like Coke, where's the bargaining process? Is there information on what other members are paying based on volume, so we can aim to get the best price?
Oh, good question. Let me fill you in on a couple of things on the Coke, Pepsi, everything else on the beverage side. As you know, very aggressive pricing, very aggressive sales by Pepsi and Coke to switch you. I always tell people you are looking at our Coke pricing as a starting point. You've got that pricing locked in, and it's very good pricing. I'll go back to my experience. I was a fairly decent food and beverage operation, and the Coke rep told me you would not get that pricing on your own because you don't do enough volume. So use our pricing as a starting point. There's no reason to say you can't get better deals from Coke and Pepsi on that. I see Mr. Scott has joined. Thank you, Riley. Good for jumping in. Please feel free. I know most of these questions will be on GolfMax, which is what you and I both anticipated. Do you want to fill us in on the Kubota one, Riley? Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah. So it used to be clear with it was 1% back on purchase, 1 on lease, 2 on purchase. The challenge that happened with that is Kubota's not like a Toro where there's 4 distributors covering all of Canada. They have hundreds of dealerships across Canada, and they lost confidence in their ability to roll it out at that level. So there's many people that have national account pricing with regards to different industries, landscape associations, and what they've done is instead of us being on an island, they've lumped us all in. Many people have national account pricing. Dealerships are aware of it. You just state that, and they can certainly, if they're unaware of it, they can make a call to the Kubota national sales team, who I'm in communications with, and they are aware of the program. So that's all you have to ask for.
Perfect. I noticed a question mark. I saw it come up real quickly, and while Riley's on the screen, Doug Hawley's asking about will we ever have a national insurance program again? What are your thoughts on the insurance, Riley? What's happening with liability and fire and everything else? We have a home and auto program, but what about on the major liability insurance?
I'm in active discussions all the time on this. We were getting close leading into last March, and then kind of the insurance world with the rest of the world got dumped upside down. I would say that we will have another one. I'm committed to it. I certainly have the support of Jeff and Natalie as well. There will be an insurance partner again. I don't know that it'll be running for 2021. A couple people that I'm working with right now are actively trying to find basically the Intacs, the Avivas of the world to write the policy. And that's the holdup right now. Where we're seeing it is that most operators are using a general P&L policy that they put in some golf words to cover them, or they're with someone like Signature Golf.
Yeah.
But really looking at a solution where there's the best of both worlds, where it's not just going to be a premium product like a Signature Golf, where we'll actually be able to deliver something for all golf courses.
That's really the issue, right? I know in the past it's because there's such a wide variety of requirements, and I remember you telling me, I believe, that they're really not allowed to discount insurance. It kind of defeats the whole purpose, right? They should be giving you the lowest rate there is. So we certainly, I know from day one, everybody in the GolfMax department has been looking at insurance, and it's a big one. Any questions, Mark? You got some more?
Yeah. Well, actually, we both of them regarding the same program, Moosehead. So there's one that one question was, where do you register? Do you have to register to take advantage of the Moosehead program? And two, do we order direct through them, or is it picked up online at the beer store? So if you can give some insight onto how to get involved with Moosehead.
Sure. Number one would be send us an email with your license number, your liquor license number, no matter where you are in Canada. That's number one, and preferably the contact person, who your F&B person is. Secondly, ordering is very, very different. And Riley, jump in if you order from where you normally order your beer. If in Ontario, Quebec, the SAQ, or no, sorry, I get this right. Every province is different. This is part of the issue. So Riley, do you have a standard answer to that question?
Yeah. Let me jump in. So ordering, 100% order it the way you always do. In British Columbia and Ontario, because it's regulated. Obviously, Ontario is going to be the beer store. British Columbia, if it's BC Liquor, whatever it is, as long as we have your license number, we're going to automatically be able to see your volume and be able to distribute that marketing support that you've earned. And parts of Alberta are that way. The rest of the country, what you actually do is you can buy it anywhere you want, keep that receipt on a quarterly basis. You fill out a report saying what your volume was, and we get that marketing support shared with you. So
Quebec is through the Moosehead themselves, right?
Quebec is through Moosehead themselves, but again, that's going to be a discounted product. Not a
marketing support. Exactly. Yeah. But if the ordering is through Moosehead themselves.
Yeah.
And we can connect you. So if you're interested in that program, like I said, let us do the work in the background. Send us your liquor license number. Say I'm interested in Moosehead. We will then connect you to make sure that your rep is in touch with you to go through the SKUs, because Moosehead, and if you're familiar with this, Moosehead is Sam Adams, is Angry Orchard. There's a lot of SKUs, there are a lot of brands there. Twisted Tea, which is massive out west, especially, I think. So it's not just Moosehead beer. There's a lot of programs that are available.
If I can just jump in, just because there's been a number of Moosehead questions here. We started this program 3 years ago with around 70 golf facilities in Canada that Moosehead was in a what they deem a significant way. We're in over 400 now. We're the third largest account that Moosehead has nationally. And if you removed a kind of global pandemic where nobody was indoors drinking draft beer last year, we'd probably have even greater volumes. And to Jim's point, it's Moosehead. Cracked Canoe is huge right now, but then Twisted Tea, Angry Orchard, Truly is a seltzer that's available everywhere except Ontario. It certainly is a great product line, and they're great supporters of the Canadian golf industry.
There. Great.
Before we move on, we still have one more on Moosehead. I'm not sure if you answered in that, but does Moosehead offer canned wine? I believe Moosehead offers canned wine, but do they have any bottled wine programs? If you want to touch
I have to let Riley answer this one. Go ahead, Riley.
So Moosehead is not in the wine space. We are without something really going off course here. In the next 2 weeks, you will see a national wine partner with the NGCOA Canada. There is the ink isn't on the contract yet, so I'm going to kind of stop there. But for the first time, I believe in Golf Max, there will be a true national partner in the wine space. And sorry, true national partner, coast to coast. They are not particularly strong in Quebec. I'm working on building a Quebec program that will be, that will knock it out of the park there. But this is going to be all provinces except Quebec. And I think I'm really excited about it. And anybody that's I've filled in there's a lot of optimism around it as well. So I'd say give me 2 weeks.
Okay. If we have
Gentlemen, before we move on, I see Harry Brochi has raised his hand. So I'm going to go ahead and invite Harry. I'm not sure if it was a mistake or not, but I see your hand is raised. I can open your mic. So
can always invite Harry in.
Absolutely.
Harry, by the way, is the president of the NGCOA Canada. So Riley, we got to be on our best behavior.
Yeah.
And Harry, your mic is open.
Okay, thank you. I just thought I'd maybe add a comment about insurance. I just caught the tail end of the questions about it, and I think Riley summarized what's happening nationally. But just in the last few weeks, we're with Signature, one of the courses I operate, and I'm not sure everybody's clear, but Signature places insurance basically with Arch Insurance, and apparently they've come back and indicated that they're looking for a 20% increase in the liability premiums. Apparently Signature has close to 900 golf courses. And as Riley said, the Arch has a specific program for golf courses that other brokers I've talked to admit that it is more golf specific and has some advantages. But I know that 2 or 3 of the major MCOs aren't with Signature right now, and there is an interest in, an option. What they're looking for right now, and anybody with Signature will probably see in the next month or 2 as your policies come up, is a renewal that asks you to implement a firm waiver program. And I've talked to several different brokers just so the NGCA was aware of it and be able in a position to respond to questions that I'm sure the national office is going to get. There's not many brokers that I've dealt with that are in favor of waivers because they're hard to implement. So we're kind of caught in a hard rock and a hard spot here that people are going to be asked to do waivers if you're with Signature. I think private clubs, it's more doable. Public courses are very problematic getting everybody to sign. Every broker has indicated to me that they really don't stand up in court. But what they will do is deflect some of the slip and fall cases, and that's what the insurance company is looking for. But I'm concerned that it's going to be very problematic for our golf clubs and owners to get this implemented properly. So it's a pretty slick system that Signature is proposing. It's an online, people can sign up. It's kept online. The insurance company and the course owners have access to it. You don't have to get somebody to sign it every time they play. But it's certainly a really hot topic right now. And I know Jeff and Riley and Jim will be working on it the next little while, and probably more to come from that. So I just thought I'd add that comment on the insurance side.
Thanks, Harry. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more discussion. Riley, do you have anything you want to chip in?
No,
or I think Harry summed it up well.
He did. Thanks, Harry, for that. Certainly, I've watched this waiver thing. To Harry's point, I mean, I chatted with Jeff, our CEO, and the leadership at Signature Golf about waivers 2 years ago, and it was something that the NGCA at that time wasn't convinced about either. And so I wasn't surprised to see Signature go down that road. And certainly if we have 900 golf courses in Canada seeing a 20% increase in liability premiums, certainly even more fuel on the fire for Golf Max to find a partner.
Mark, you got anything else for us?
Yep, we do have 2 more, and I'll invite everyone to submit their questions using the
Sure.
Q&A function while we go over these next 2 questions. Can the NGCA help with staff recruitment for courses?
Staff recruitment.
I have looked into this.
It's a tough one.
And quite honestly, it was hard to find someone. So many people use free versions of it. I've reached out to Indeed, the Workopolises of the world, to try to build a program out. So much of it is unpaid, and charging people to appear at the top. I couldn't find a solution from a job posting standpoint. Now, from a recruiting standpoint, I don't know, Jim, if you have anything to add. But
no, I agree. It's an issue across the country, everywhere. I think this year even more so. It's going to be a little tougher if there's still benefits available. And I don't really know what the NGCOA's, as Riley said, you can post an ad on Facebook, you can do all these things, you can go to your local human resources places, but I don't really know. I think it's an industry-wide issue. I don't think it's just our industry. I think it's going to be all tourism industries and service industries. It's a very good question. I know, as Riley said, it's something we've talked about for years. I know our magazine had an article about it, and Sean just mentioned we have our own online job posting on our website, which is true. That's mostly been management positions, which are certainly, you're certainly welcome to, even assistant superintendents, that kind of thing. But again, you have to remember who's reading our website is usually the GM, owner, operator, company. So not a lot of, young kids reading it. So I think the crux of the matter is it's going to be very difficult this year, as it has been for many, many years in most markets, to find that minimum wage labor, and quality is going to be the issue. They may be out there, but finding quality may be difficult. So rest assured, it's something we're always keeping in mind, and we're trying to find solutions for it.
All right, we have one more question going back to insurance, and the question is are there many liability insurance claims? Do we collect that information?
Before Riley can get into this, I can tell you, I know I spoke to Ashley at Signature at one point, who said and Riley, you probably have the numbers better than I do, but if he could eliminate broken water pipes in clubhouses, all our insurance rates would drop. That's the biggest. Flooding is the biggest, and as he said, I remember Ashley saying to me at the conference, it's a $200 alarm that you put on your water system that rings your phone that there's a leak. But that's the biggest one. So I don't believe, the insurance companies would track those claims, whether they give you those information or not. Not likely. Riley, do you have anything on the insurance side? You've talked to them repeatedly.
Yeah. In likely what will be rolled out when a new partnership gets built is us getting a little bit more visibility on those things. We've never owned, some associations own the insurance program. We've never owned it. It was Signature when we were with them, and we partnered with them. So that data stayed at the Signature level. Certainly, every time I'm on the phone with someone, slip and fall comes up. And again, that's not a golf course issue. That's every business issue. No one wants to own a parking lot in the wintertime because they're getting sued left, right, and center for people slipping on ice. And so that's not a golf issue, that's an insurance issue. But certainly is leading to, that 20% that Harry talked about. Probably a big chunk of that liability is coming from slip and fall.
Yeah, for sure. Mark?
Not the questions lined up. We'll go for one more reminder, and if we can get anyone, if you have a question, you can just post it in the Q&A. There is one question that I can answer. Is this being recorded, and can we get a copy? It is being recorded.
Yes and yes. Anything else, Mark? Are we at the end?
It looks like we're wrapping up. I don't see any more questions. We'll have quite a few people connected.
Yes. That's fantastic. And I really appreciate, all of us at the NGCOA really appreciate this. And it's important to understand that this does not replace your spring warm-up. Your spring warm-up is a lot more in-depth, a lot more supplier presentations, a trade show in some form, and education, that kind of thing. So I encourage you to look for the spring warm-up. Mark, if you'll throw that contact slide up, the next one, please, just so people have, most of them have my information. Contact me or Jordan in our department, Jordan Visna. And I certainly, anything that needs to go to Riley, I will pass on. And I encourage you to do that. If you have them, please contact me at any time. That's what I do. Jordan and I both, and our regional directors as well. Certainly our thanks for attending today, and I hope it's been helpful. With the inability to travel, we would normally have staff out on the road very, very soon, but let's hope we can do that. I look forward to speaking with you soon, and please have a healthy and maybe a fun 2021 golf season. Thank you all very much.